Hi, this is Anne Marie Martins, QHHT Level 3 practitioner. This is a really interesting session. We're going back to the time of the pyramids again. And in this session, my client is part of a lower class farming family during the time when the pyramids have just been built. He longs to learn more about the extraterrestrials and the ships that are present in the skies around his city all the time. These ships carry various races of extraterrestrials that are involved in his society and who in fact built the pyramids. He is viewing a day in this ancient life when there is fighting happening in the sky between different ships of different races. One of them is shot down. He is there in the marketplace where it lands, so he goes to see it and realizes that there are extraterrestrials inside, and one is still alive, although severely hurt. He is very descriptive about the craft, how it looks, operates, feels, as well as the ET being and how he is able to save his life. He is rewarded by the ET after the fact with the opportunity, including the fulfillment of his dream to move up in his society to the higher educated class where he is mentored and taught by the extraterrestrials and the ambassador of the city. During this life, he becomes very knowledgeable and well trusted by the ET races, working side by side with them. I hope you enjoy this. It's a very interesting piece of history.
Some sort of skirmish happening in the sky.
In the sky?
Yeah, people are the ships are chasing one another, and it's freaking out the people on the ground. And there's some sort of battle taking place. Very advanced technology.
How do they do battle in the sky?
Gravity doesn't affect them. They have advanced directed energy weapons that can shoot things and track with great accuracy.
Are they shooting at each other?
Yes.
And what happens next?
One of the ships gets shot down and comes into the market and explodes and kills a lot of people. It couldn't fly anymore.
Is it destroyed or it's just downed?
It's not fully destroyed, but it took significant damage to make it incapable of flying. It has some sort of honeycomb pattern on the interior,
Where's the honeycomb pattern again?
On the interior, like there's the outside layer which is smooth, but there's a hole from one of the weapons, and inside there's like this very strong honeycomb armor. It's like 3 or 4 layers down on the inside, like a shell surrounding the main part of the ship, but it's not visible to anyone viewing it from the outside. You'd have to take the ship apart.
How is it that you can see it?
Because it has a big hole in it from where it was shot down.
Oh, okay. All right. Are you able to help there at the site? Is there anyone hurt?
There's a lot of people hurt. It's kind of like a big panic. I'm in some sort of shock.
Are you hurt?
No, I'm not hurt. There's dust everywhere.
What was the shape of this ship that was shot down? Can you tell?
It was like an an elongated triangle with like rounded edges.
Mm-hmm.
And there's on top there's like some sort of slight bubble.
Mm-hmm.
It was black.
Are there any survivors from the ship? Can you tell?
I can't tell. I don't know. There's no one getting out.
Mm-hmm. What would you like to do next?
I would like to examine the ship and see. It's the first time I've seen one up close. It's very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm more science minded,
Mm-hmm.
not really concerned with the people who are hurt, more concerned with
Oh.
how cool the ship is.
Mm-hmm. Can you get close enough to do that?
Yeah, close enough to touch it. It's quite large. It's larger than it appears in the sky.
Mm-hmm. What does it feel like?
It's very smooth, but reactive. Like you run your hand across it and it sort of, it almost feels like the outside of it is alive.
Really?
Yeah, like some sort of living metal. It gives you some sort of feedback when you touch it. It's hard to describe. Like you, it visibly reacts when you touch it.
Hmm.
Like it changes sort of color to a lighter shade of silver.
So if you think something, does it react to your thought?
No, just physical touch. And if you get close to it, it's like some sort of field around it, like static electricity.
Does it shock you when you touch it?
Not shock you, but it sends a mild current through your body. It feels weird.
Hmm. Very interesting.
Yeah, I think it's, I don't know if it does that all the time or if it's just damage. It's pretty banged up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What color is it? You said it changed colors when you touch it?
It's like a grayish silver color.
Mm-hmm.
And it changes lighter silver, like more metallic silver when you touch it.
Mm-hmm.
And
what kind of damage did it suffer from falling out of the sky and being shot down?
on the like left side of it, it has like a big hole. There's not like wires or anything, but it has like obvious damage, and there's um, everything has a sort of geometric order to it. All of the componentry of the ship
Mm-hmm.
like has, it's very elegant and advanced.
Mm-hmm.
Everything just fits together, but it's like leaking some sort of like, it looks like mercury, but I don't know if it is some sort of fluid.
And where is it leaking it to? On the ground or?
Yeah, just on the ground, like a sort of puddle.
Hmm. Are you able to go even closer and go inside it from the hole if you wanted to?
Yeah, I think I could squeeze through.
Only if you want to. What do you want to do?
I'd like to go inside. I think it'd be cool. I don't know how
Mm-hmm.
safe it is or what's in there, but I'd like to.
Mm-hmm. Well, tell me what happens when you do that.
It's hard to get inside through this damage that it suffered on the outside. It's quite thick. The shell is. There's like 2 feet to get through, and you have to climb a little bit to get up to be able to like get inside of it. And I cut myself going in.
You cut yourself?
On one of the sharp, like there's jagged metal everywhere.
Oh.
It's hard to safely get inside through the hole on the outside.
Is there a hatch or anything? A way that the beings would get in and out?
I'm sure that there is, but it's nothing visible. It's like seamlessly integrated. Some sort of possibly teleportation from inside to outside, or like shifting one of the walls so that they can just walk through the solid wall.
Have you ever seen that happen?
No, I haven't. But they have to have some way of getting in and out. And inside it's still all gray. It's very weird.
Are you inside now?
Yeah.
Tell me what that looks like.
It's all gray. There's some arches. As you can tell, it's sort of like structural components. It's good size for me. There's not. It's pretty small on the inside. Like the beings inside of it must not be very large.
Have you found them yet?
No, I'm just looking around. There's like lights coming from the floor and the ceiling, but it's hard to tell where they're coming from. They're just sort of there.
What color lights?
They're blue.
Blue lights?
Yeah, and walking inside of the ship feels weird, like I'm not supposed to be there. But walking into the cockpit of where the beings are, most of them are dead. One of them is barely alive, has an injury. There's like blue blood, not red like ours.
Can you fix it, or?
No, I'm not. I don't know anything about their anatomy.
What do they look like?
They're gray. They're like bluish gray. They have very large heads, much larger than ours, and some sort of like suit covering them. That's like equivalent to some sort of spacesuit, but it's just their clothing. I don't think it really helps them in any way, but it's very tight fitting, like it's almost a part of them.
What color is it?
It's like a navy blue.
And they all have this?
Yeah.
Are there any insignias on it?
No.
Or labels of any kind?
No insignias. the sleeves are a darker color than the main body.
Mm-hmm.
Like much darker blue, almost black.
Okay. And are they wearing anything on their heads?
No, nothing on their
Do they
heads.
have any hair or?
No hair. They have 3 fingers.
3 fingers.
They have these weird like suction cups on the tips of their fingers, and they're very long, like 5-inch long fingers.
Mm-hmm. And can you tell how tall they are?
Roughly like 4 feet.
Mm-hmm. And you said, how many are there?
There's like 3.
3?
Yeah. And the ship, they have some sort of like holographic screen that like pops up
Mm-hmm.
like a like a hologram that they can interact with. It has something to do with like their minds, how they can control it manually, but they mainly use their mind to control the holographic screen, and it just pops up when they want it to.
Is it there now in front of you?
Yeah, but it's not working properly. It's kind of fritzing out.
Hmm.
I think it senses that, like, when someone's inside of it, one of them is inside of it, one of us.
When what?
When one of them is inside of it, not one of us, and it pops up, and
Mm-hmm.
it's damaged, but also there's only one left alive, and he's about to die, or it's about to die, and so it's about to stop working.
Can the screen help him get better, do you think?
I don't know, it has weird symbolic languages on it that I can't read.
Oh, okay. And is the one that's about to die, are you able to communicate with him in any way?
No, he's pretty incoherent. He, I'm able to touch him and he reaches out, but I feel like he might be trying to communicate somehow telepathically,
Mm-hmm.
but he's not, like, it's not really working. Like, I feel him, like, trying, but he's not able to formulate words properly.
Can you tell what's wrong with him?
There's part of his metal, like, from his seat broke off in the crash and is protruding from his abdomen.
So that he's got metal going through his body?
Yeah.
Hmm.
And I don't know where their organs are, how long he has. Also, the hole on the outside of the ship is letting outside air in. I don't know if they're acclimated to our atmosphere, if they can breathe our levels of oxygen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming that the ship regulated their environment for them.
Mm-hmm.
And since there's a hole in the ship, that might also be interfering with them.
Do you think there's a way you can take him off of the metal piece?
Yes, there is, but if I it's part of the chair, and if I take him off, then it'll make him bleed much faster, because that's what's stopping the blood from coming out. Or his blue, I think it's blood.
It's blue blood. Hmm.
Yeah. so I don't want to take him off.
All right.
But I don't know. There's nothing I can do for him anyway, so I could, but I feel like his best chance is to leave it on, leave him in there.
So you said these kinds of beings have come there before? Where these ships are around your city all the time?
Yeah, they've been here for a while.
So are there places in your city where some of these extraterrestrials go when they're there?
Yeah, they go to um, the main sort of government building, like the main temple,
Mm-hmm.
but only to speak with those who are in power. It's not very clear.
So would there be someone there who might be able to help this being?
Probably, but it's a good distance away, and they're still fighting outside in the air. I don't know. I feel like there's more than one race there, because they wouldn't be fighting among themselves.
So you think they got shot down by a different ship?
Yeah, with different people on board, a different race.
Mm-hmm. Do you know anything about them?
No, but I feel like they're the more hostile.
Mm-hmm.
Like they get angered quickly. They're not as kind as
Mm-hmm.
the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So what do you think you should do now?
probably go check on my family. I don't know what is going on outside. I've been in there for a while and it's interesting, but I don't know what else has been destroyed or if the city is going to collapse.
No one else has come inside to help?
No, they've all been running and panicking.
So you can hear people screaming and things?
Yeah.
Hmm. So you're the only one who might be able to help?
Well, I'm the only one who isn't selfish and wants to run for my own life that could help. I mean, there are other people who are certainly more qualified,
Mm-hmm.
but they're busy trying to protect themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just wanted to see,
Mm-hmm.
because I've always been fascinated with their ships and not being able to interact with them. But I felt like I might never get this opportunity again, so I wanted to examine it.
Is there a lot that you're learning from being in there?
Not so much specific things as I can't comprehend their language and stuff, but learning just how advanced they are, that
Mm-hmm.
they have a much better grasp on everything than us.
Mm-hmm.
And their technology is seamless.
Hmm. Is it anything that you can do something with or learn from?
I can't really. I wish I could read their language. All I can do is look around, and the ship does feel alive, like it reacts in
Mm-hmm.
a very minimal way to
Mm-hmm.
me, and like it somehow knows that I'm there,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not giving me the same access that it would give one of
Right.
them.
So if it knows you're there, it can't give you any information on how to help this being that's dying?
No, it's not that intuitive. I don't think that they designed it to have that many safety measures and backups in place to where if it was shot down and all of them were incapacitated, that it would be capable of providing care, sustaining them. There's like, I don't think it was that kind of ship. It wasn't really meant for that. But they do have like some sort of compartment or like mist that it's like it looks like ice spray that you can sort of. I just found it. It's like.
What's that for?
It sort of popped out. I don't know what it's. I'm assuming to slow the bleeding of like their anatomy.
So can you try to use that on the one who's sick?
Yeah, I sprayed that on him. It's like a gray metal bottle that like a glowing like blue pad on the top, and you put your finger on it and it shoots out this like icy spray. It sort of secured his wound, like the metal in place. I don't know.
So if you took him off the metal now and sprayed that, would it maybe seal the wound?
Possibly. I'm trying to remove him from it. He's like moaning in pain. He doesn't like it. And it's a weird sound when I take him off the spike that was impaling him. They don't have like ribs like we do. Like it would have, if it was a human, it would have broken. It would have went through his ribs and broken his rib cage. But their anatomy doesn't have stuff like that. Like it's shorter. Like they don't have ribs the same way we have ribs. It's less comprehensive and protective.
Okay.
So it just went through soft tissue, which in this case I suppose is a good thing. And
so what happens? Are you going to spray that stuff on him now?
Yeah, I sprayed that stuff on the wound, and it doesn't really close up, but it at least stops the bleeding. And I don't know how much internal damage he had. If he's still bleeding internally, or if it just stopped the blood on the outside.
Okay.
Or if too much damage had already been done.
How's he reacting?
He's feeling better. It seems to have some sort of pain reduction property. Like anesthetic. And he seems more relaxed now, but he's not looking good.
Not looking good.
No.
Where did you put him when you took him off?
He's sort of almost like cradling. Like I have one arm around. He's very small. Like I have one arm around his back, and sort of like leaning him up against me, so that I could spray that stuff. Trying to keep him alive.
Do you get any feeling from him as you do this?
He feels thankful.
Mm-hmm.
He sort of, it's like he sends me energy, like some sort of aura or something. Like he doesn't explicitly say it, but I know, that, like I feel that he is
Mm-hmm.
thanking me.
Mm.
I don't know how exactly they communicate with us,
Mm-hmm.
if they have some sort of translator, but in like this raw form of communication between us,
Mm-hmm.
it's almost like imprinting emotions.
So he's imprinting his emotions into you?
Yeah, only kind of. It's more like an impression. Like
Mm-hmm.
I just feel that he's thanking me, but he doesn't say it in my
Right.
head.
It's telepathic?
I think they are with each other, but with us, I don't know if we're
Mm-hmm.
advanced enough to
Right.
understand that form of communication. So it's more like a reduced form,
Mm-hmm.
like just much less vivid, sort of just,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, just imprinting very little information, sending very little information, like
Mm-hmm.
just being able to put something out into the air and him just feeling thankful and then me being able to feel that. But the people who they really teach all this knowledge to, I feel like they communicate telepathically with them. They have a
Mm-hmm.
like much more understanding
Mm-hmm.
of how this stuff is
Mm-hmm.
accomplished.
Are you feeling excited that you have this opportunity?
Yes, very excited,
Mm-hmm.
like almost hoping that if he survives, that he'll be able to speak to someone and elevate my status, that we might become
Mm-hmm.
friends and he might be able to pull me out of the place that I was born into that I don't like to be.
You don't like where you are?
Farming is boring. I was always so interested in
Mm-hmm.
their technology, seeing them,
Mm-hmm.
being able to look but not being able to touch.
Yes. And now you're right there with him.
Yes, and so much bad stuff is happening all around me, but I don't care. I'm very thankful for this happening, even though a lot of people died and
Mm-hmm.
his crew died. It's like selfish thinking. Glad that I've been able to have this experience with him.
Mm-hmm. So what do you think you'll do now with him? Is he getting better or?
I don't know. I'm trying to ask him what he wants me to do.
Okay.
Like he's not very clear. I don't know if he'll even make it.
Okay.
If he will, he needs medical treatment,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think that we have the facilities to take care of him, like my people as humans.
Even though he's come there before and he
Even though,
teaches.
yeah, but we don't have their technology. Like we
Oh,
have
right.
some sort of understanding. They're teaching us, but
Yeah.
we still don't have the extremely advanced technology necessary to
Mm-hmm.
like perform surgery on him and make him better. Like
Mm-hmm.
we don't have humans trained in medical operations for them.
Okay.
So he would have to be taken care of by his own people because humans,
Mm-hmm.
even though we know some information, we don't know enough to treat him comprehensively for
Yes.
this type of injury.
And you're sure the other two are dead?
Yeah, they seem, yeah, they're pretty dead. They haven't moved, and it's not like they're like obviously
Mm-hmm.
dead. They might be. I guess it's possible for them to just be knocked out.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if they have a pulse or how to.
How can
So
you tell
like
if they're alive? Mm.
feeling his neck, I don't feel a pulse the same way that we do. I don't know how their internal organs are regulated if they have a circulatory system like we do.
Hmm. Well, you said they have blue blood.
Yeah, but I don't know what role that plays or if it actually is blood. It's leaking from his body, but I don't know if it's actually or like what. It's fair. Their anatomy is way different than ours.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm not like I haven't learned anything about their anatomy.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
it's hard to determine what's wrong
Right.
with them.
All right then. Is there anything else that's happening at this time with him, or would you like to move forward?
I'd like to move forward.
All right. Let's move forward to when he either crosses over and dies or he recovers, and tell me what's happening.
He got better. There was some sort of failsafe in the ship that sent a message to others of his kind that they were in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And they came down and I carried him outside and they got him.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't see him for a while, like a few weeks. And then he came back. I was called to one of the pyramids, like one of the government buildings where they land after this skirmish was over. And I didn't know why they were calling me there. I had a feeling that and a hope that I might be moving up or something like that. And
yes,
yeah, I get there and it was.
So you're there now?
Yes, it was interesting to see all of their ships.
So are you inside the pyramid, or where are you exactly?
No, it's like on the back side of the pyramid. It's like the city's on the left side and their stuff is on the right side. Almost like the pyramids act as like a barrier, like a wall between our people and their people. But the pyramids serve both our peoples.
Okay.
And they helped build the pyramids. But I'm walking over and I see him. It's very hard to tell them apart because they basically all look the same. Some sort of genetic technology that they've tried to edit themselves to where, not like us, where we're all born different with imperfections. They sort of, I feel like, found one way that was very, very good and then decided to make them all like that.
So they all look the same?
Yeah, they all look the same, like slight variations in height maybe, but they basically are all the same.
And are there many of them there?
A group of about 5 maybe.
And is this being one of them?
Yeah, he is. I can tell he sort of waves at me. And yeah, I'm walking over to him. He sort of implants that feeling in me again, saying thank you. And the person that I'm with, the human who is like important and has high status and is in charge of, so almost like an ambassador.
Mm-hmm. That's who you're with?
Um, I'm walking up to them now. They're in a group and I'm being escorted by guards.
Okay.
And so I'm like walking up to them,
Mm-hmm.
and that ambassador guy um, sort of thanks me for um, like, I suppose saving his life or just helping him
Mm-hmm.
when he needed it. And he kind of like the beings, the one that I saved, he talks to the ambassador guy, and
Mm-hmm.
he wants to sort of work with me. Like, he wants the ambassador to mentor me of some to some degree,
Mm-hmm.
to come learn with him.
So is he teaching the ambassador?
Yeah, they're so far above us.
Mm-hmm.
They, I suppose, they have more control over what happens on Earth than the humans do.
Mm.
And so he sort of tells him to mentor me, which we can't, we don't have a choice because we can't possibly compete with their technology. If they wanted to destroy us, they could.
Mm.
So instead, we choose to stay on their good side and allow a working relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And the alien, he says, not like says, but the ambassador tells me that the alien wants him to mentor me.
So it's done?
Yeah, and I'm very thankful.
Mm-hmm. So will you have direct teaching from the alien or just from the ambassador?
From both, sort of like
Okay.
the I'll be with the ambassador when he is learning from
Mm.
the aliens, but it's not like I'm not going to be learning specifically from the one that I saved. I don't think that's his
Okay.
role. He just sort of vouched for me
Okay.
and got me in.
That's great. That's what you wanted, wasn't it?